Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. This is a big update mainly because we have a lot to discuss. It's been so long since I made a new huge video, but today I'm going to give you guys an update in a lot of things. First, I want to talk about this YouTube's channel. It is known as Taxia. It was known as Ataxia. The reason why it was called that was because I saw in Steel Ball Run when Weka People used that move to fight Johnny and Gyro, so I thought, hey, that was a cool, name. I did not know that it was actually a brain disease, so that kind of made me want to go in a different light. Was supposed to be for Master Man, but then at that time there was a YouTube channel called Master Man that came up, so I didn't want to copy him. So that's when I started to change things and call myself Taxia, to keep the name whenever I would say Ataxia in my old videos. So whenever they would hear Taxia, they would be like, oh, did he mispronounce something? So that's when I decided to change the name of my YouTube channel. It is no longer called Taxia. It is now known as VV Tax. Yes, VV. The reason why is because, two V's equals a W, and I didn't want to call myself W Tax. That's kind of weird. So now you know the origins of why I changed my YouTube channel's name. It's been so horrible ever since I started this YouTube channel. I wanted to come with a unique name instead of my old, Xbox account where it was called like XX Nova or something because of Uber or Hacksaw Nova. Yeah, remember that YouTube channel? So I decided to just come up with a unique name. I came up with Ataxia, did not know what it actually meant. Probably should have double checked it. And in today, this video has to do with a lot of errors and me trying to fix it and trying to give an explanation why these errors happened. So my new name is VV Tax, and please enjoy this video. So when I was looking on wondering, trying to find out what new video I can do, I have some in the back burner. Don't worry, some that are better than dumb hunter theories and just me talking about JoJo and anime. I wanted to see all my old videos, and one of the old videos that are doing pretty good is me talking about the disturbing lost media that should not be found, and I realized that a lot of that lost media has already been found. So today I'm going to give you guys an update on a lot of the lost media that I talked about in that video, so you guys can understand basically the update of what I found about regarding these topics. But actually, before that, I also have to mention that there was another video called 11 Pro Wrestling Lost Media, and I have to talk about that video first. Again, I apologize for the horrible quality. I already unlisted it, so if you try to watch it, you can't really see it now. I unlisted it, even though it was doing pretty big numbers for my channel, that is. Apparently, when I saw the video, a lot of the audio was like corrupted. There were some parts where the file didn't load completely. There was parts where it just didn't make sense. The audio was horrible. My mic was horrible at that time. It was starting to break. So I was trying to figure out how to salvage it, but I wanted to upload the video because I liked the topic, and a lot of people now are talking about lost media and wrestling. So I want to give a big thanks to Brian Turner's VHS Rehab because it showed a lot of the footage that I was using in the video, and some of the footage was NWA TNA Explosion that was for the most part lost. I originally did not give him any credit, so I want to apologize for that. So go check his channel out. So with that being said, let's go into the disturbing lost media that I need to correct. So I think I don't really need to talk about it, but mixtapes and compilation videos featuring gore are very popular online, and some of those include 5 Shotguns, 1 Guy, After School Special, Garbage of a Gehenna World, 3 Orangutans, 1 Blender. You hear stuff like that and you immediately think of the worst. You think, oh my god, how could these videos be online? And I also thought that too, until you realize that some of them might be fake. So the majority of these videos were popularized by the YouTuber known as Plagued Moth. And right now, Plagued Moth is, let's just say, in controversy right now. He is being accused, and there are certain allegations about him featuring himself, Old Raven, and other YouTubers with grooming allegations, sending weird stuff in Discord, stuff like that. So I don't want to talk about him. I'm going to talk about the actual topics that I was mentioning, and apparently some of these are fake. Some of them have been faked, for shock value. A lot of them have been exaggerated. So it's sad that a lot of these videos that we've seen that I talked about that it should have been this big shocking thing, the majority of them were fake, and it's pretty weird discussing about Plague Moth, especially with all the things going around with him. So this portion of the video has aged like milk. Again, I have nothing to do with the allegations that are happening in the feud with Cold Raven and Plague the Moth. All I care about is that I gave misinformation and I found out that a lot of the things I said were fake. So the first thing I want to talk about is Terrifying 9/11. So Terrifying 9/11, also known as Shocking 9/11 or Special Forces 2 Base, is a pirated game linked to high tech and emerged in the early 2000s following the September 11 attacks. Originally touted as a Game Boy Color rendition of Metal Slug, the game featured an opening FMV showcasing real footage of the Twin Towers attack alongside an incongruous 8-bit tune. Upon initiation, players encountered an introductory segment and a brief dialogue between Osama bin Laden and George Bush, presented in English for the original version and in Chinese for the Li Chen variant. Despite the controversial content, many players lauded Terrifying 9/11 as a proficient Metal Slug port. Speculation among enthusiasts posts that the game may have originated from an aborted Metal Slug port, with high-tech either acquiring leaked or purchased codes. Initially elusive online, copies occasionally surfaced for sale on platforms like eBay, and it wasn't until September 20th, 2015 when Taizo of Handheld Underground finally dumped the game, though the version released was the Li Chen edition, offered in Chinese rather than the original high-tech English version. So if you watch my original video, I already talked about how the Chinese version was already released. Basically, the original English version has not yet been found, but we do have, of course, translated and modded versions from the original Chinese one, so we don't really need it that much. And to be honest, I already talked about it in the video, but aside from being big fans of, Metal Slug and those types of games, who would really even want to play this game? Especially with the weird, 9/11 topic that it has. The Jenny Jones Show made waves in 1995 when its Same-Sex Crushes episode led to the tragic murder of Scott Aminger, prompting its omission from television. Recorded on March 6, 1995, the episode featured Aminger confessing his feelings for his co-worker Jonathan Schmitz, who mistakenly believed Aminger's affection were for a female colleague. Schmidt's seemingly casual demeanor on stage concealed the impending tragedy, and 3 days after the taping, tragedy struck on March 9th, 1995, when Schmitz fatally shot Aminger at his Lake Orion, Michigan home. Schmitz, grappling with mental health issues and substance abuse problems, was convicted of second-degree murder and received a 25 to 50-year sentence at Michigan's Jackson State Prison, later renamed the Parnell Correctional Institution. Schmitz was released on August 22, 2017, after serving over 2 decades, and in the aftermath of the murder and trial's media coverage, the show's producers opted against airing the episode. Nevertheless, segments were shown during Court TV's trial coverage, serving as jury evidence. And furthermore, excerpts from the episode were included in the HBO documentary Talk to Death, shedding light on the tragic events. The incident continued to resonate, featuring prominently in the premiere episode of Trial by Media, a series examining the nexus of high-profile cases and media attention. A Reddit user's discovery of the complete episode on Court TV's website on January 21st, 2023 added a surprising twist, with further investigating confirming the availability since at least June 2022 through the Wayback Machine. So essentially, literally once I finished making the video, just a couple months later, the video was released, and then we eventually find out that the video was actually already available from at least June of 2022, and I uploaded my video in November of 2022. Here we find out that Jenny Jones Show that was banned already existed even before my original video, even before people already knowing it back at around January of 2023. So for this one, honestly, it's just bad timing, I guess. And for my last topic that I will be discussing, it is Groupy, which is a short film directed by Marilyn Manson. It was shot over one night between 1996 and 1998 at Manson's house party. The film features a staged scenario where an actress portraying a groupie is coerced into increasingly do perverse acts in front of Manson and his unsuspecting guests. The plot includes scenes of sexual content, violence, and psychological manipulation. After its creation, only a few individuals, including Manson himself, Andy Dick, and Manson's former manager, saw the film. Manson's manager urged Manson to hide the master tapes, fearing legal repercussions if it were ever released. Manson has hinted at releasing the film in certain times, but as of now, only fragments have been seen and its fate remains uncertain until the year 2021. So yeah, apparently Manson's ex was the actress that was performing in the movie Groupie. And there you could see, I'm gonna post some clips of it over here, and I of course have the full video in the description below. But to summarize it, apparently she was asked by Manson himself. She was an actress, and he said he wanted to do this kind of weird movie where this groupie was following Manson all over the world, and finally got into one of his house parties and decided to, I guess, mess around with that groupie. And it's supposed to be this like kind of urban legend where you don't know what might happen. Apparently people believe that the groupie was killed. I knew that they just did horrible stuff. I didn't know that the groupie was killed or anything. I didn't heard of that part of the story. But yeah, there she was telling that she gave full consent of everything. She said that there was no drinking of the piss or any degrading stuff that was apparently, told when discussing the story. And she even said that she felt safe doing that recording and being with Marilyn Manson. So apparently there's no problem with the film. So then what was the purpose of the groupie video? I guess my opinion is probably to stir up some controversy. Basically, people see the snippets of the groupie video and people are like, whoa, what happened? What kind of disturbing thing is Marilyn Manson doing to this poor lady, this poor innocent girl? Then you realized it was all staged. And that was basically all of the updates I have to do. I'm pretty sure once I release this video, there's going to be some other lost media that I talked about, whether it was the pro wrestling one. I think the Vladimir movie, the documentary, was already released, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that was basically my update video. I'm going to put this actually in the video that kind of is getting numbers right now. That's the reason why a lot of people are subscribing to my channel, and thank you guys so much for that. Honestly, being in 1K is a dream come true ever since I was a kid, and honestly, if that happens, I don't know what to do. But don't worry, more videos will be coming up. More, I guess, disturbing lost media type of topics will be there. It's not always going to be me discussing random stuff or anime. I will be doing these big iceberg type videos, so don't worry about that. So with that being said, my name is VVTax. Thank you guys for watching.